I'll give you an example. For like in biochemistry, we always get one question from either mucopolysaccharidosis or glycogen storage disorders, lysosomal. So I had those in my flashcards.
So hello guys, I welcome you all to the first ever episode of Dr. PRASU'S Talk Show. This is your host Dr. Prasanjit and today I have a very talented personality with me who happens to be a very good friend of mine also from my college days, and she is Dr. Nuzhah. So she has secured a rank of 1344 in Inicet November 2022, and following that she has also secured a rank of 210, All India rank 210 in the NEET-PG 2023, and in the recent Inicet 2023 May 7, she has secured an All India rank of 146. So today we are going to do a small interview with her and explore more about her strategies, how she has prepared during these days for the exams. So Dr. Nuzhah, I welcome you to the first ever episode. So yes.
Hello,
So
Nuzhah,
so how are you doing these days?
Yeah, well, I'm chilling at home mostly. Yeah,
Mostly.
yeah.
So after
Yeah,
getting a
nothing much.
rank, that is the thing which everyone does actually, isn't it?
I mean, I deserve this, rest
Yes.
or whatever
Yes,
it
yes,
is. Yeah.
definitely. That's the point. And now, like, what is your plan, upcoming plan? Like, what is the subject which you want to choose?
I'm planning for general medicine. So yeah,
Okay.
that's been there in my mind
Okay.
all through the preparation. So yeah, I'll be going for
So you
general
had
medicine.
this like before only, like you had to crack it and you had to get into general medicine. Yes. Is it?
Somewhat, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Or is
mean,
it like?
I was
Yeah.
ready to, I was flexible in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, but then after this rank, I think I just want to go for general medicine only.
Yeah, cool. That's great. So, any college preference? Have you thought of some colleges like from where you want to do your PG in general medicine?
Well, I haven't come to a final decision yet, but yes, there are some colleges in my mind, including our college. We have a really good mixed department.
Yes. So,
So
guys,
yeah,
we mentioned about our college, that is Government Medical College Kozhikode, and I would like to also highlight one fact that our internship was over by the month of August in 2022, and just after 2 months, she got a rank of 1344. That is just by 2 months preparation. So you can imagine the level of dedication and the hard work she has put into this, isn't it? We can't prepare during our internship. I think it is. You will agree with that, yes, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I mean, a lot of our questions were hectic, pretty much hectic, and we did have some free questions also, like 2 weeks questions we had. But I didn't prepare anything during my
yeah,
internship.
not me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I
basically,
just saved it for post
yeah,
internship.
people think of taking some like rest or like do some recreational activity, isn't it? Like during households, because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
times we are actually occupied with the work. So it's like the 2 months preparation and the thing which you have prepared throughout the MBBS, which has helped
yeah,
you in getting this rank, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to ask one important thing. Okay, the thing is, when you saw your result, what was your reaction and what were your parents' reaction like after seeing such an amazing result?
Yeah, so I'll tell you about what happened during NEET because that was the one where I focused more for my
Oh,
as in major my preparation. I'm saying. So yeah, on the result day of NEET,
okay,
I mean I used to go to this reading center which is near our college, which is
okay,
run by Bhatia. So I used to study from there. I prepared from there for the entrance exam. And
okay.
yeah, after NEET also, I was totally confused. I was not sure whether I did good or bad in the exam. I was
That
not really sure
that
about it.
are there like all the toppers say the same thing, like you were not sure about that. Anyways, sorry for interrupting. You can continue.
Yeah. Okay, so I started preparing. So we had INI May, as a backup. So I started preparing the very next day for INI May. But the initial days were okay, cool. I was studying for preparing for INI. But as the days were, passing by, I was getting more anxious about the results of NEET also. So on the day, I remember it was on 14th March that the results were
Uh,
out.
got
Yeah,
you.
so yeah, because I went there the morning to the reading center, and in 1 hour I came back home because I was totally nervous and I couldn't read or concentrate on anything. So I came back home. I had a pretty good nap, and yeah, I was just chilling around home. I thought I would just take a break. That was my break, first break in over a lot of months of a lot of weeks. So yeah, and after that, I was just chilling at home, and at around 5, 6 something in the evening, one of my friends called me. She told me that the results are out. So I was calm by then. I was not very anxious. I was not shivering and all. Yeah, I was
Okay,
calm by then. And when I checked my roll number and I saw the rank, I was relieved. I think relieved is a better word than being like overwhelmingly joyous or
okay.
happy or anything. I was relieved for sure. Yeah, and so that was my reaction. And as for my parents, they were really happy. Really proud. Yeah, so that was
And
how.
also tell about your sister, because I know that your sister is also doing PG, right? So, and I think she's a role
Yeah,
model for you. What was her reaction?
yeah. She was like, yeah, this was. I mean, I don't know. She had pretty much more confidence in me than I had in myself. She was always sure that I was in the right path. So be it is in my preparation or in my exam strategy. She helped me a lot, throughout my preparation. So she was sure that I would get, under 1,000 or under 500 for sure. Yeah. So
Good,
yeah,
good.
she
Some
was also happy.
you
Yeah.
have a confidence, right? Otherwise, you won't
Yeah.
feel that, you know. Like so,
Yeah.
basically, like your sister's reaction was like, "Yeah, Nuzhah, okay, cool. Yeah, I knew it that
Yeah.
you will something like that, right?"
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So overall, it was like okay, like relief type of thing. Like you were not like
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Yes, I got such an amazing
Yeah.
rank. Not like that. You were like, okay, thank God, at least,
Yeah. I
at
mean,
least,
I'm safe for
yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah. So like a mixed sort of reaction, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was about that. Okay, now the next thing is I would like to ask you is like when did you start preparing seriously? Like most of us would have studied something like during our MBBS days also. Like seriously, when did you start preparing?
Okay, so as you know, I did go for foundation during third year, but it was just for a few months, and I was not, serious or anything. We were just, there were a bunch of friends. We were going daily for the satellite classes there. We took notes and stuff. But I started seriously preparing for the test post internship. That was in September. Yeah, in
Okay,
mid September, around mid September, I started. So I started classes in dance, and I joined for both the face-to-face sessions as well as I did some online classes also because we were pretty late. By the time we finished our internship, compared to other states, we were
yes,
late. Into
because of
our
that.
preparation and all.
Okay,
Yeah, so I did my classes online also. Whatever I couldn't, I just wanted to catch up with them, and face to
okay,
face also. So yeah, September was when I started preparing for the exam. Then I gave the November INI, and I finished, taking notes. I had all my notes in my hand by December first week.
okay.
Yeah, I planned it somewhat like that. I wanted to finish by November, but how it is, I couldn't finish
Yes.
by November. So yeah, I took 1 or 2 weeks of December also. So that's how, yeah, that's when I finished taking notes, and after that, I started my revisions also.
Revision. Okay. So like
Yeah.
the first November INCT 2022, that was like when you were like just preparing the notes.
Yeah,
Was it
I
like
was preparing notes. Yeah, I finished my first, second year no, yeah, notes. The
okay?
subjects were finished, and I think I have also tried rundown revision for the first year subjects. At least
Okay.
first year subjects like anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, and second year also I had my notes written, and I have also read them once. Yeah,
Okay.
so first year and second year was with me for
Handwritten notes?
INI. Yeah, handwritten. I did. I took all notes handwritten.
Okay. So just by that you got like 1,000. Like within 1000, right?
Yeah.
1344 in INICT. Okay, just by
Yeah.
those 2 months of preparation. Okay,
Yeah.
so like that is very, what to say, inspiring, because 2 months, I can't imagine, like 2 months, how can someone get 1000, like that type of rank? Like you might have given a lot of time in the first year subjects and second year subjects, isn't it? Like, because as we know, like in INICT, first year and second year subjects are more important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gave more time into that. Like you
Yeah.
thought about it strategically. Like, because if you would have started
Yeah.
with third year or fourth year subjects, like this NEET-PG rank, that would have been like that only. But the thing is, like your first INICT, the ranks would have changed if you would have done the
Yeah.
either way. Like started with third or fourth, or will it be like okay, like like 1000 rank will not be possible. That is, I am not saying that it will not be possible. I am saying like if you would have done the other way. So is
Yeah.
it like
Yeah. Even I think that. Yeah.
okay?
I
So
mean,
you
yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that. So like you gave more attention to the first year and second year subjects before INICT November INICT,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that was strategically placed like that. I had concept, my sister also gave me this advice, and some other few seniors also, like how first year and second year subjects were more important for INI. Yeah, and I also included PSM. Yeah, PSM was also, I had finished PSM and read once the PSM also, because these subjects were more important for INA. So that was strategically placed like that, because INA came before NEET. So I was just giving a shot. I was not, seriously attending the exam or anything. Yeah, but it was strategically done like that. The first year and second year subjects.
Okay, good. So that turned out to be good at the end, isn't it? Like
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
like
I didn't expect to, I mean, it was also, yeah, I was surprised by the rank in INI November. I was not expecting it. Yeah, but
okay,
it did give me a lot of confidence to, move further
yeah,
and prepare for NEET.
for NEET-PG, because your main
Yeah,
target was, isn't it? Okay, cool.
yeah,
So okay, so we have completed that. Now like we will get into the serious part. Okay, that is, like you have to tell us about your entire preparation, basically the resources which you used, dams you told already, then about your timetable, the number of revisions you did, and like your opinion about solving questions and giving tests, like be it subject wise test, grand test, like entire thing in detail, everything.
okay, I'll try my best. So yeah, as you told, dance was my prime source of preparation. But as I told earlier, I did foundation for few months in third year. That was from Bhatia. So I had a few notes of Bhatia also, especially the surgery notes. So surgery notes, I did completely from the Bhatia notes. That was by Dr. J. Arora. So that was really good. So I didn't give a lot of time for surgery from dance classes, but I'm sure they were also nice. Yeah, but every other subject I did from dance. So as I told earlier, my notes, I did my notes, I wrote all notes by my hands, and yeah, the notes were finished by December first or second week. And then I started my revision. I did a total of 5 revisions, but I actually planned for 3 revisions in the beginning, like one by the end of January, and one throughout the February, and one in the first week of March, that is before the exam, last week of exam. But as I started revising, I learned I got an understanding of my pace and the speed with which I read, and I grasped things. As I told earlier, while I was writing notes, and whenever I finished each subject, I tried to read it once. Once I had my notes, entire notes with me, I just read it once. This I did for every subject. So by December, I have at least read once all of my subjects. And first year subjects I had revised for INI November also. So yeah, so that's how I began. And when I started revising, I was really, I was a fast reader than I thought. So I could finish my, first revision before January, before I finished January, yeah. So, and I did, so in the middle of January, I could finish my first revision. So I did another revision, and by the end of January, I had 2 revisions with me. And in February also, I did 2 more revisions. So there was 4 revisions. And in the last week of exam, I did a revision, but that was for selected subject, as you told. I didn't do my final year subjects revision in the last week. That is especially medicine, surgery, and OBG, pediatrics also. But all other subjects I have tried to include in my last 1 week revision also.
1 week of revision.
Yeah.
Like that was before, just before the exam. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, and dance had this a very good source of for revision, that was DVT. Yeah, it had all 19 subjects, so
Can
they,
elaborate on that DVD? What is that thing like DVD you were saying?
yeah, it's called the dance visual treat. So they had a session for this. All 19 subjects were covered in a fast manner. So I did the video of all the 19 subjects. It was like very short video. I mean, 1 or 2 hour, maximum 2 hour long videos of each subject. So I did that session also and wrote notes. So they had this big book, DVD.
Okay.
And yeah, DVD I did revise with each subject. So whenever I finished revising one subject, I did the DVT. So it will be coming around 20-25 pages of revision also, which includes more of images and tables, volatile things. So I did that also with each revision. So by the end of my revision, that was the day before the exam, I did DVT only. DVT and my flashcards. Flashcards, I made flashcards of things, that were volatile, easy forgetting
Okay.
things, yeah.
Like,
More
can-
frequently asked questions.
Oh, frequently asked questions you were saying. Like
Yeah.
was it like something like like what was that flashcard like basically is it like about some one liners or like some common
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, mostly one-liners and tables, those values that we tend to forget.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
mostly those of things. I'll give you an example. For like in biochemistry, we always get one question from either mucopolysaccharidosis or glycogen storage disorders, lysosomal. So I had those in my flashcards. So I read them, again and again in between my revisions, throughout my revisions. So those things were, I got them by heart. I could easily pick them up. I could do those questions very easily. I mean, those things, are kind of volatile. Yeah,
Yes.
that's an example. Like that in every subject. In PSM also, in PSM we always get one question from study designs, one from statistics. Those formulas and things. I made flashcards of those and I revised them. So the day before exam, I did only DVT and these flashcards. So I could go through the 19 subjects in the day before my exam. So that will boost your confidence, right? Onto another level because you have read the 19 subjects in the day before exam. Yeah. So that was like how I did revision and all the subjects. And about giving tests, as you told, giving tests is very important for especially for a exam like this, a competitive exam like this. And I started giving GPs from the very first week of my preparation. That was in September when I did know nothing. I was just starting taking notes. I gave a GP just like that because we get to know what's our base, what's our basic level of knowledge, how much input is in there, from our common sense and stuff, all things that we picked up during our UG and internship. Yeah, so to know that, I started doing GP from the first week of my preparation, and I give a GP at a frequency of once every week. So
Once.
yeah, throughout my preparation, I didn't increase the frequency, for towards the end. No, I just maintained that GTs, and I gave GTs like it was very important for me, the GT day. So I did GTs on every Tuesday. Okay, so that was my GT day of the week. So I gave my GT on a system, on a computer. That was, do you remember LRC from our college?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I went there every Tuesday and gave GT from there on a system. And my GT days were pretty serious. On the day of GT, yeah, I give GT by around 10 o'clock. So from starting from 7 o'clock, I used to read my flashcards and stuff. I didn't give it because I was bored studying or bored reading.
Okay.
I wanted to give GT because I want to get better at giving the test because that's the whole point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so by INI November, I got a pace of 120 correct answers.
Okay.
Okay, so that was how I was, and I think I only
What was
gave
your
that much correct.
how was the initial result? Like when you started your GT, like first when you gave
Well, the
what
first
was
one was 108, I think that was 108 correct answers.
okay?
Yeah.
Great.
And I
Okay.
got to a level of 120 by November INI. And when I realized a pattern that I was just stuck at 120 even after finishing my notes by December, and
Okay.
in the beginning of January also, I was just increasing at a slow pace at 128, 129 like that. Yeah, so that's when I started, trying new things for my GP. Like
Okay.
one thing was I always skipped 10 or 15 questions every GT because I didn't know. I felt like I don't know this topic, but I stopped doing that and started giving 200 questions. So that was one thing that helped me, that helped me improve my score. And another thing was that, yeah, I did read all my flashcards from all subjects, so
Okay.
that helped me improve the score. So I got to, 150, 160 range. So I was
Okay.
targeting to reach a level of 170 by NEET, so that, how much tough the exam goes, I won't fall beyond 150 or something. Yeah, so I was trying to get at the range of 170. So my best score so far in GPs was 167 correct answers.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. So I used to give GTs on narrow. Okay, the free GTs
Arrows.
that was available. Yeah, so I gave free GTs in narrow mostly because
Okay.
their explanations and all were really good. Yeah, so this 167 was in the narrow, the mock test, right? National
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. National
some
notes.
mock test.
Like
Yeah, so
available for everyone. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was in that. But then 2 weeks from the exam day, I gave a GP and my score was like 140 or something. From 167, I just yeah, it was really tough. That
Okay.
one was, yeah, and it shattered everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost all confidence in me. And yeah, I don't know. I talked with my sister and a couple of friends, and I don't know. I just realized I shouldn't give up.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was someone who could do 167 correct answers. So one thing that helped me was I didn't give up till the exam day, till the day before exam or so. Yeah, and yes, so that was
That
how
thought
I did.
that your mind like throughout was it disturbing you like in the upcoming days that yeah you came from 160 to 140, why is it like that, something like that, was it disturbing your
Yeah,
studies?
I mean, yes, the day I gave that test, that day was really bad. I couldn't read much on that day.
Okay.
But in the days after that, I was like, it was just that test. I shouldn't, yeah, evaluate me on that particular test. I was someone who gave, I can actually do
Yeah.
better than that. Yeah, so that's one thing about GTs I did. I took them pretty serious, and I did, I continued the frequency like once every week till the end of NEET. And for IMI, what I did was, it was more about previous year topics and previous year questions. We had to stick on to that. So the GPs I gave for IMI were the previous year papers of the INI and
Okay.
AIMS. Okay, so the past 5 or 7 years of AIMS and INI papers I had given. For my GTs, I used to give those exams. So, I could do the previous year as well. I could focus more over the previous year topics. So that was the strategy for IMLIED. Another thing that helped me a lot for my NEET preparation was during the month of February, that was 28 days, I did 200 questions every day. So I'll tell you how. This was not GTs. I mean, I did my GTs on every Tuesday, but other than that, on all other days, I gave 200 questions. So I divided the subjects, all the 19 subjects, into four groups, and I gave four sessions of tests, custom module tests, 50 questions each. So, I did 200 questions every day and I covered 19 subjects every day, like that. I was
uh,
putting yeah, random questions and customer. So I did this from Narrow because yeah, it helped a lot. The questions from Narrow helped me a lot for my niche also. Yeah, so that was one thing I did for me that helped me. But I did it for 28 days of February. For the last week of exam, I didn't do 200 questions every day. I just gave the daily test from PPG, PPG app. So they conducted 60 questions test every day test for NEET as well as INI. So I used to do that also. So for last 1 week, I only focused on PPG exam, just gave them, but I didn't do a lot of questions for NEET. Yeah, so that's how I did the questions and tests.
Overall? Okay, so basically you gave a like good number of tests, like so many
Yeah,
tests, isn't it? So
yeah,
that helped a lot. Basically, you are saying,
yeah,
especially a test which you were giving during February, like every day you were doing 200 questions. So
yeah,
that was the important
yeah,
thing. Okay, so like
yeah.
not many people will be doing that same thing, like
Yeah,
200.
it's actually very difficult to include that 200 questions into a schedule, because I'm also revising. I'm
Yes,
revising some other subject. I was doing ENT of that day, but I'm doing 200 questions from every subject
every.
also. So I was in the every subject. I knew I was in every subject every day. I was going through the topics of every subject every day. So it helps a lot for the preparation. And yeah, but it's very difficult to in the initial days of February. It was very difficult for me because I was not getting enough time. I was complaining. I need more time. More than 24 hours a day, because I couldn't read. I had to do my revision also. I had to tick all those revision in my calendar also, and I had to do 200 questions also. Yeah, it was difficult, but then as I took the pace, it got easier. By the end of February, I was doing it easier.
So like you were having some like daily goals, like today I have to complete this much or something like that. Were you having like that because you told that you have to complete some revision in these many months, these many
Yeah,
months. That is how you completed 5 revisions. But
yeah.
I'd like to know like whether you were having any like daily goals, like today I have to complete these number of topics at least, something like that. Were you having something like that, like daily goals,
Yeah,
small goals, but daily goals?
my
What?
daily goals were, not topics but subjects. I would have this number. I mean, if it was a large subject like a medicine or surgery, it would take me maybe 1 or 1.5 days. By towards the end of my revisions, like in the February revision and all, I did medicine surgery in 1.5 days. But initially, I took 2-3 days for medicine surgery. But other than those subjects, I mean, I could do OBG in a day. Even in the beginning, OBG I could do in 1 day. And short subjects, I used to couple them 2, 3, 3, 4 like that for every day. So my daily goals were subjects. And as I told earlier, once I finished my notes, I had a completely I had a plan prepared for till the March 5th. That was exam day. Yeah, I had my whole schedule planned. So that's how I came up with 3 revisions in the beginning. But then as I took, I was started revising. I knew that I could do much more than 3 revisions. So I, changed my plans, and I did, I made a plan of 5 revisions. Till, yeah, that's how I came up with that. Yeah, so I had everything planned. It helps a lot. You have to bring in a lot of discipline, when it comes to preparation. I didn't do any of those kind of discipline and strategy for our university exam and all. But
Yeah.
I think it helps a lot for a competitive exam like this. You have to have a plan and a strategy. Yeah,
Like you have to keep every day planned. You are saying basically like that. You are saying like you prepared for every
it
day.
helps. Yeah, it helps a lot, if you have a plan. Otherwise, you'll be, once you finish one subject, you'll be clueless what to do next, whether I should do a test or whether I should start a new subject, you'll be clueless. But if you have everything planned out, it's better.
Well, like I would like to ask one thing. Like there would be some days like when you are like planning. Okay, like you have to do this much. You told like about the subject. Suppose something comes up in between, like like you have to go somewhere out with your friends. Okay, like something like that. Then what do you do? Like you were not able to finish your goal in a day. So like what? Were there any days like when you were not able to finish your goal on a particular day?
Yeah, so one thing I have to tell is I had, cut a lot of, interactions and stuff. I mean, I was, as I told, I was going to this reading center and there were a lot of friends there. But, in terms of college friends and others, I did, very less interactions with them during that day. I did go for, tea and stuff with, very close friends for, 1 or 2 times. That's it. But I couldn't finish my goals, not because of those outings, but maybe because I couldn't finish the subject. Either my mood was very low, or it was a very huge subject, like it was medicine or surgery, and I couldn't do it in 2 3 days in the beginning. It was taking me a lot of time. So when it takes a lot of time, you get anxious, or whether I could finish this by the time I'm supposed to. So that makes you slow in reading. Yeah. So that, yeah, and I did have a lot of bad days, in the sense, because we are reading and revising, we're just focused in studies, and it's very monotonous, right?
Yeah.
and during internship it was so colorful, and we were doing all this stuff, we were
Yeah.
working, we were going out, yeah. And one day you're just cutting off everything, and you're sitting at one place for the rest of a lot of months or weeks
Lot of months,
together.
correct.
Yeah, so it was monotonous, and it was you can say a bit depressing. Yeah, so that makes you slow. You don't have the same level of energy every day, so that makes you a slow reader for the day, and you fall behind your goals for the day. Yeah, but then there are very good days also. Like there are days where you did far more than what you planned to
What?
do. So you
Okay.
added one more subject to the day. Like that. I would add a small subject like anesthesia or drama for the day, because I did my reading for the day before I planned to. Yeah, so some days it's really good. You enjoy reading, but then
Like
a
this,
lot of
you
days are
told
very
about,
bad.
like you told, like you added one subject. So basically, like I'm having one doubt. Like for a day, you are doing one subject,
Yeah.
isn't it? That subject, you're completing the subject entirely, or like some part of that subject, or is
No,
it like
no.
that?
No, as I
Completely.
told you, my goals were always subject, never topics. I
So
always
like
try to
every
do,
day
yeah,
you were doing one subject. That is for
yeah,
sure.
at least one. Yeah, yeah,
That was the main target. Like it is not like, today I have to complete this many number of topics. It's not like that. I have to complete this
no,
subject, like that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
in that you are adding one more subject, so that will actually, like like boost your confidence a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, it
Like you
is, yeah,
completed two subjects. You were thinking about one subject, but now you have completed two subjects. So like the
yeah,
next day, the next day will be comparatively, like you can chill. Okay, I have completed at least one subject. So was that like happening like that? Like when you completed, like suppose you thought, okay, today I have to complete ENT, and with ENT you are completing one more subject. So next day,
yeah.
like does that thing like affected? Like what was it like? Did you have a feeling like, how, okay, last day anyway I have completed two subjects, so today I can relax, I can complete half of the subject? Was it like that, or like, no, today also I have to be on track? Okay, I have to
Yeah,
complete
no,
more
I
subjects.
was never relaxing, when it
Okay,
came to revising. So
okay,
I told about adding a new subject to the day was during the beginning of my revision. As in January and all. Because I thought I'll take more time for pathology. For microbiology, I'll take an entire day. But by some 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I had finished reading microbiology. So I added another a small subject like dermatology or, yeah, anesthesia to the day. That's how it. So in the beginning, I was not knowing what my pace was, as I told. So that's how I started adding. So that helped me to do more revisions. So from my 3 revisions, it increased to 5 revisions, because I could do these kind of things. Adding new subjects to the day. Yeah,
okay. So basically, like as the preparation went on, like you are, what to
yeah,
say, the intensity of preparation has also increased, like got increased, like because initially
yeah,
you thought like, what to
yeah,
say, 3 revisions, but you ended up with 5 revisions because of this, like adding the
yeah,
subjects and all. Okay, so basically you
yeah.
improvised on your plan as you went on.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. So like we have discussed everything about grand tests. We have discussed about your revision strategy also, and we have also discussed about the resources. So you basically referred to DAMS, and meanwhile you gave the
Yeah,
test from Marrow also, and you
yeah,
gave some modules from Marrow. Okay, and then along with that you did
yeah.
pre-PG also, that daily
PPG
test.
tests also. Daily
So
tests.
primary source was DAMS. Okay,
Yeah.
like primary source was DAMS, and you also mentioned about
Yeah,
DBMs.
I did
DBMs.
surgery from TDMs. Yeah.
So this was about the entire thing regarding the resources. So like we have discussed almost everything regarding that. Now, like I would like to ask you one more thing, that you told no that like there were some days when you were not able to like finish because of the fear that you are not able to complete. Like you thought that you will do it, but since the subject is so huge, you end up not doing that much thing.
Yeah.
Like so, that time like the you would have like what to say. What was the thing which made you like work the next day, like forgetting about that? Okay, even if I have not completed it on the previous day, it's okay. Like you have to do something, like anything which you did, some strategy or something, anything like maybe talking with friends, going out, something like some sort of refreshment to avoid burnout. What did you do basically? That is the question.
I honestly don't have a clear answer for this. I don't know. I did some stuff, to as you told, burnout, to get over this burnout. I think one thing I did was I talked with my sister a lot during these days, and I would be like, I can't read and think, I'm not doing well. So she'll be like, you're doing much better than a lot of other people. You're doing much better than what I did. She used to tell me
Oh,
like that. Yeah. One thing was talking with her. Another thing that during the preparation, I was always constantly thinking about only about the exam. I was not distracted by other things, happening around me. So, while going to bed or, waking up every morning, I'm always thinking about how my day should be, right?
okay.
What I'll do this, today. I'll do better than yesterday. I'll finish this subject for sure. I mean, I know what I'm going to do next day when I'm coming back home. So I'll be like, okay, I have to do pathology, so I have to do it by this, this time, and I have to do this exam. I have to give tests also. So so I'll be like constantly thinking about, and I'll be talking to myself. You should do this. You have to do this. Like that. Another thing that helped me a lot during my preparation was my niece. She's a toddler. She's just 2 years old. So whenever every day I came back home to her, where she'll be like playing around, singing, and she made me dance with her. It was a lot of relief. I didn't have to think about these
Well,
yeah,
like really getting your head out of studies like that.
yeah. So when I was home, I was so relaxed. I was with her. Yeah, it was so much relaxed because I think I had that privilege, to stay back at home, go to this reading center and do my preparation. My family was there financially supporting me. I had that privilege. Yeah,
Okay.
so everyone was there to support me, and I think that helped me. Yeah, but as I told, I don't have a clear answer, how to get over the burnout and the anxiety during the
So
preparation
like
time.
it was like
I,
basically different every day. Like sometimes you get to talk to your sister. Sometimes it is like this.
yeah,
Some or the other way, like you manage that thing, isn't it? Like it
yeah,
was
yeah. And
really
one thing was that, yeah, I didn't give up at any point. Even if we feel like, okay, it's, just I don't want to study more this day, but I never did like that. I tried to, finish my schedule for the day. I tried every day, even if I couldn't do, some days. But yeah, I didn't give up till the end. I kept on going. Yeah.
that's a like very good attitude. Even I didn't do those things. That's why my rank is so bad. But still, like they're like getting to talk to you, like it's inspiring a lot. It will be an inspiration for everyone. Like some people they start off like very bad, like they don't get good ranks in GTs and all. But you are this never give up attitude. Like this is what is required for most of the students. That is what I feel. I don't know. Like I don't have any what to say right to say anything about this. Like what you're saying, I am like understanding from that, like this never give up attitude is very important for competitive exam. That is what I felt from talking to you after this regarding the strategies and your preparation. So like one more question is like did the knowledge which you gained from your MBBS days by studying books, be it by studying books or by going to clinical posting or like during internship, let us say during internship, like we did a lot of like clinical things during internship, like those things, did they help you out in exam in any way? Like, okay, like something which I learned during my MBBS days or by clinical posting. Okay, this you haven't learned during your preparation, but something like that came in the exam, and you were like, "Ha, yes, I did it during my internship or during my MBBS days," and that helped you out. Was there anything like that, or like?
Yeah, it does help because the clinical knowledge we have, it especially helps in IMI questions. I mean, I remember, when I was giving IMI November, I didn't, do any of the third year or final year subjects, which was maybe the clinical things. But I had the knowledge that I gained during MBBS or, during internship. Yeah, so that helped me a lot. We know something, right? We
Yes, yes,
have been there, we have been in the casualty, in
yes,
the procedure rooms, so we know something. We didn't studied them, thinking that it would come in the exam or
yeah,
anything, but that was there, that was just stuck there. It helps, to solve some questions, where you need a bit of logical, reasoning type of things, those acute case scenarios that comes in INI. This knowledge helps in that a lot. But as you told, my knowledge from UG and internship actually helped me during my preparation, because during preparation we are just reading notes, revising notes. These are just theory notes, right? And we tend to forget them. No matter how many times you revise, no matter how many times you read that stuff, you tend to forget it every time. But if it's a case that you have actually seen, if it's something that you had a visual experience of, you learned from someone you actually felt, doing. Yeah, so that helps a lot. It helps to, yeah, it stuck with, it will stick with us for a lot of time. So some cases like that, I remember Wilson's disease. We had a case of Wilson's disease in our ward during internship. So from the beginning to from the entire workup was done from our unit. So I had a good amount of knowledge about the clinical features and the management, management wise and stuff. So yeah, so like that, several other cases also that we have seen in pediatrics or even in ENT or some X-ray image or something that
yeah.
it was there. Yeah, it helps a lot during our preparation.
So like
We don't have
basically
to
from
by heart those things.
okay.
Yeah.
So like basically like what we can say is like we have to do our internship seriously. Like that is what you meant, isn't it? Or
I
like
mean, it's it's people's preference. I mean, if you want to do theory and focus entirely for PG, that's also okay. But for us, that was not a choice.
yeah,
That was not a choice for us. We had to do. We had all this work to do. But if we are doing the work, why not learn something? I try to learn something from every department.
yeah,
During internship. I didn't acquire a lot of theory knowledge, but I
yes,
did acquire clinical knowledge, management wise, some
yes,
skills, I could, yeah. So that helps a lot, even if we go for practice as well. So I didn't learn much theory, but I did learn to, I tried to learn some basics of ECG or management of some electrolyte imbalance or something like that. It helps a lot, even if
yeah.
it comes for PG preparation. Yeah.
And this ECG thing which you mentioned, like ECGs are like what to say, like this is a question like which you will see in almost every paper. Like there will be
Yeah,
some
yeah.
so like if
Yeah,
we are
one
like
ECG will have.
it will be there definitely. So
Yeah.
and even I also remember about like the GCS score. You remember like
Yeah.
I think there was a question regarding that in NEET-PG 2023.
Yeah.
Like there was a question. So that was like let me tell you about my like story. One
Yeah.
thing that was actually I forgot. Like I didn't study GCS score much. Like because I was thinking, okay, in anyway in casualty we have seen so many patients. Okay, somehow I will be able to make out the answer. Like even if I'm not studying. And actually after giving the exam, even I realized yes that I could get the answer just by the like clinical knowledge, by the number of patients which we have seen during our casualty posting or be it in surgery posting or in medicine posting. So I was able to get the score. So like that is like if you are studying only studying, but you are like during internship you are compromising your internship just for this NEET-PG, like you are doing preparation. You if you are not revising, like as you told you have revised five times, like let us take one example of someone like who has revised only once and like he's going to give the exam and he has not attended his casualty posting or surgery posting properly, like seriously. So there is a chance that he might forget the GCS score. But if he would have done the internship properly, like during the surgery and casualty, even if he's forgetting that, he will definitely remember something out of it, right? Like the GCS score, and he will get the answer very correctly. So like, so my thing is like, we should not skip on internship. Like, we should not compromise on internship. Basically, like just for
Yeah.
prepare. That does that apply to like most of the people? Is it like okay, like to like okay, like leave the PG preparation for some time? Like we didn't prepare. Like I am saying about you, like you didn't get the chance to prepare for PG during internship. Like, but some people who are getting the chance and like they are thinking, okay, now little bit I have prepared little bit, but if I compromise little bit on the postings, I can prepare more. So will that, are you going to suggest that? Like, okay, you can
No, no, as I told, it's people's preferences and priorities. Some
okay,
people, want to crack it, the first time, once you're out of, internship, you want to crack it. Then there are people who take a gap year, 1 or 2 years, they want it slow pace. It's people's priorities. Even I know people who had prepared, our batchmates who had prepared during the internship, even how much hectic it was.
okay,
Yeah, they try to find some amount of time every day, or at least in some postings, and try preparing for the exam. I know people like that, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to, I was, I had planned this already. I don't want to do any kind of theory stuff during my internship. I'll just focus on practical, clinical skills and stuff. I'll enjoy as much as I can. And once I'm out of it, I just want to focus on internship. So I had planned it that way. So yeah, it's people's priorities. If you want to, if you think doing theory a lot during internship, helps you get a good rank, you can do that way also. Or if you're someone who couldn't get much time, then you'll find some way or other to learn stuff, during your, as you told, during your clinical postings. You'll find, some way or other to learn stuff. Yeah.
then next thing is like there is one misconception. I don't know whether it is a misconception or not. Like some people say like okay, when you are preparing for your PG, you need to cut off yourself from the rest of the world. You should not talk to anyone else. Like you told, like you have decreased your interactions, but like did you follow like strict, like okay, I don't have to talk with anyone, and like you have cut off yourself from all your friends? That was not the thing, right? Like, and what do you feel regarding this? Like, is it compulsory or necessary that you have to completely cut off yourself from the rest of the world doing this? Okay, like we can take our social media and all, okay, we will not do that, those things are not required, but like is it like necessary to completely cut off from our friends or relatives or anything like that? What is your opinion about that?
I mean, again, this is, it differs for each,
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'm sure about is you should not, completely isolate yourself during preparation. That's not going to work.
yes,
It's going to be worse.
yeah,
It
yeah,
has a, yeah, yeah. For me, I'm, talking about myself. I didn't intentionally cut off, interactions with my friends or anything, because I was so focused for the, I wanted to do this so badly, I wanted to crack it in the March meet so badly. So I was so focused on preparation, I didn't have much time for, everything else. So, when my, when college friends call me for a tea or anything, I'll go once or, twice, but then I say, I have to finish, I have to
okay,
finish this subject today. So they'll be like, okay, cool, because they were also, they had, their stuff also to do. So it was like that. And about social media also, initially I intentionally cut off, time for social media like Instagram and WhatsApp, everything. But later I didn't have to to do it intentionally. Because
like
yeah, I was more focused in studies. I was not, spending more time for Instagram or WhatsApp. I was just, looking at it once or maybe twice a day. That's all.
okay, good. So like so far we have talked only productive things. Like, tell us something, like some mistakes. Like, I don't think so you have committed any mistake. Like, some mistakes which you did during your preparation, which you think like you did, and if you would have avoided that, you would have gotten even a better rank. Like, now also it is an amazing rank. It is an amazing rank, like 2210. But something which you thought like you did during your preparation that has affected and that has made it 200, and like it could have even gone to 100. You, like, you feel like something which you did and that has affected something like that. Is there anything that which you did during your preparation?
I mean, I don't know if it would have made a lot of difference, but during the initial period of my preparation, I used to do questions from the question bank. The dams. I did dams mostly, so I did questions, the entire questions from dams question bank for each subject, and it took a lot of my time. Don't we? Yeah, tens of thousands of questions from each subject for each topic. Yeah, so I was attending, so around, I was attending the psychiatry face-to-face class. So the faculty from dance was Sachin Arora sir. So he came and he told us, it was a post-Indian batch, that face-to-face session. So he told us not to do the question bank. He said it is not meant for Indians or post-Indians. The question bank is supposed, it was made for the ones who are preparing, starting from their initial, MBBS years. So for us, it should be, you have to write the subject and the notes of the subject, read it once, and do a class test or a subject-wise test. So a class test in DAMS had some 50-75 questions, and subject-wise tests were of 100 questions. So you only have to do that many questions. Once you do that questions, that subject is over. But during my initial period, I was, trying to do all the questions from the question, because I had this, FOMO of, I might, yeah. But yeah, once he convinced me of that, my preparation got much more, easier. I mean, it's obviously easy to do 100 questions and be satisfied with it than do 1,000 questions, right? And dance had this feature, the subject-wise tests were, they had the solution, a video solution for each subject-wise test. So the faculty will be, solving those questions. So I did 100 questions, and the video solution, it was like TND, doing TND only. Yeah, so that was one thing I did during my early preparation days. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, right. Yeah, so I think I did a lot of mistakes for IMI. I was not serious after the NEET results came out. I was like, should I even write the exam? But then, everyone said you should try to get into some INI, so you should definitely give the exam. Yeah.
Okay, then what was it like when on the day just before exam for you? Like, what was the level of stress, anxiety, nervousness, everything? What was the emotion just one day before exam?
Not just the day before, the entire week before the exam was really stressful. I was not able to read. I mean, I told you I was a fast reader, and I was not able to read that fast, and I was stressed out a lot. Yeah, and the day before exam also, I told you I didn't had much to do, much to cover on the day before. I was just doing the revision stuff only. The DVT and flashcards, which I had done already many times. So, I didn't want to burden myself with a lot on the day before exam. Yeah, but still then, it was definitely stressful, and the day and the night before the exam, I was not getting, sleep, and yeah. I mean, I planned to sleep early, and I couldn't, yeah.
Sleep. You didn't sleep well. Okay.
No, I mean, you should get a good night's sleep. Yeah, before the exam, but I didn't, unfortunately. Yeah, but it didn't affected much on me on the day of exam. To be honest, I was taking anxiolytics, for the week before exam. Yeah, even when it was not, helpful on the day before exam or the night before exam. Yeah, it was not helpful. But on the day of exam, I was calm, probably because of the medicines. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was able to give the exam properly, thankfully.
Okay. So anyhow, like you managed on just like the day before exam, but to be honest, like it was stressful for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing everyone should have in mind. The day before exam is definitely going to be stressful, and there are high chances you are not getting, you know, good sleep the day before exam. So you have to have some kind of plan. You can't do anything in an emergency situation. You have to have some backup. You can talk with someone so that you can get some expert help or anything. I mean, I did see that, and it has helped me a lot for the for at least for the last 1 week of exam, and also on the exam day. That stress is, it's definitely going to happen. You're definitely going to have a panic attack. You have to have something beforehand, just in case. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it helps. I think at least it helps for a lot of us. Yeah, a
Yes.
lot of people. Yeah.
Even I was also having the same sort of problem. Like I couldn't sleep properly. Like that the
Yeah.
thing, but I didn't prepare that much. Like how you prepared, but still, like when exam comes, like almost everyone is stressed out. Even if the person has prepared a lot, or even if the person has
Yeah.
not prepared at all, or even if the person has completed everything, but still that stress is there. So basically, it is how we deal with that stress just 1 day before exam. That is the thing. Like that will affect our exam also. Yeah, so that's the thing. And one thing about the study thing which I forgot to ask is, like, did you do any combined study or is something like that at any point of time during your preparation?
No, for any, yeah, no, the entrance exam, I didn't do any kind of compensation. One thing was that, when we started preparing,
Yes.
the NEET was supposed to be, in January. It was supposed to happen in January, and we had so I was, preparing on my own. I was rushing through, taking notes. I just wanted. Yeah. Then by then the exam got postponed, and I was, pretty comfortable with myself. Doing it myself. I mean, during our MBBS paper, university exams and all, I did a lot of combined study with my friends. But for preparation for entrance exam, I did it, myself. I mean, we had friends in the reading center, and we used to discuss questions. We used to discuss concepts. Yeah, but I didn't do, a full-fledged combined study for the exam.
So, like, overall, you didn't do an like full fledged combined study,
No.
but yeah, some sort of discussion and all where was there.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have almost reached the end of this interview, but just before ending, some few specific questions, like any particularly favorite faculty whom you would like to thank specially.
So I don't have like one favorite faculty. I mean, I try to take few names. So one is Dr. Sumay sir, who is a radiology faculty in dance, as well the founder also. So, why he is my favorite is because I love his motivational videos. He used to do these few minutes clips, like 3 to 5 minutes clips of motivational speech on time management, solving questions, strategies for the various competitive exams. I used to watch them whenever I felt, this is also an answer for your earlier question. Whenever I felt a bit, low mood or demotivated, these videos help me push forward. So yeah, I'm really grateful for for those videos, his motivation. Another one is Sachin sir, who was the psychiatry faculty in dance. Also, he was the mentor for he used to look after us, the dance calicut batch. So he was always there online in WhatsApp group, and stuff. He used to again tell a lot about how to. Yeah, he actually helped us with how to manage our last few days before the exam, the night before the exam. You know, yeah, and I don't know, like, there are a lot of, everyone was really good, the faculties, and I'm sure every faculty in every other platform is also good as well. Dr. J. Arora, I used to love his classes, and I still have his notes. This is from third year, I wrote the notes in third year, the surgery notes, and I read them for our university exam as well. So yeah, I was very familiar with those things. That's why I didn't do surgery again, when I did, my post-Indian preparation in dance. So I had those notes from, third year foundation class. So yeah, and there are several other, and definitely the faculties from our college, I mean, they were not, definitely they were not directly, involved in our preparation for entrance, for sure. But, they were like, the guiding light for us, when we grew up.
Cool. So, like, this would be the last question. Like, not last, the second last question. Okay. So, your advice for MBBS students, first year, second year, final year, interns and post interns for cracking medical PG entrance. What would be your advice?
Yeah, from my brief experience of preparation, one thing is that you should definitely have a plan. I mean, you should first thing you should know what you want to do. Like, are you sure you want to do NEET or INI or next slash whatever this is in India, or whether you want to go out? So you have to figure out that first. You have to understand, the pattern of all these exams, all these license exams and stuff, and you have to have a plan for yourself. I mean, and I had this in my mind. I wanted to do it in India. So that's one thing. And so it helps us to, narrow our, we can focus the our preparation methods and strategies in that way. I mean, it's different for different exams, right? Another thing, once you know you want this particular, you have to crack this particular competitive exam, you have to have a lot of, a good amount of motivation to begin preparation. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have that, I don't think you'll be able to, wake up every day, go to this, place, or, sit in some place and study the whole day, for 12, 13, 15 hours. You can't do that unless you have a clear motivation. You need to crack the exam. Another thing is, I think one thing I think which is applicable for a lot of us is that we tend to underestimate ourselves. We're like, no, I don't think I'll get into INI. I don't think I'm an average student. I won't get into this in first attempt itself. I used to do that in the. I mean, I thought I won't be able to do it. In 2023, I thought I would just I try it in 2023 and maybe I'll get it. But I don't know. I was focused and I was motivated enough, and IMI November gave me a lot of confidence.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think a lot of my friends, even our batchmates, some with whom I talk, and I think it's a general trend to underestimate ourselves. You shouldn't do that. Everyone can do this. No matter how if you were average during or below average during your MBBS exams. I mean, this exam, the competitive exams are a totally different genre. I mean, yeah, the exam pattern is different. The method you use to study is different. So everything is different. You should give it a try, right? You shouldn't underestimate yourself, saying you are not made for this or anything. You are not made for INI or yeah, like that. So that's another thing. Yeah, one thing that we all tend to do a mistake during preparation. We watch all these strategy videos. We watch all these interviews from toppers, and we hear a lot of stuff, and we're a lot of confused. So I also did that. In the beginning of the preparation, I used to watch these strategy videos. My sister used to tell me a lot of strategies and stuff. So I took what worked for me. There are certain things that work for me that I told you earlier. The 200 questions a day, once a week GP. Those were my strategies. The frequencies, the number of questions. That's what worked for me. But it may be different for different people. Everyone has their own way. I did 5 revisions, but I know people who did less number of revisions and did could get a good rank with that many revisions. So things are different for everyone. So you have to, you can watch all these videos, whatever amount of videos, but you have to come up with a strategy for yourself. What works for you, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and try to make a plan around that. And everyone watches these strategy videos. Everyone knows how to do this. Everyone knows that previous year topics are very important for INI. But ultimately, you have to work towards that goal, right? You have to work. You just can't sit around and watch the videos and forget all these things. You have to make a plan and try to do all this stuff so that you can make a difference in your score in your rank. So yeah, you don't just sit around and watch random videos. But make a plan for yourself. Make a plan. You have to have a clear idea of what kind of questions are going to be asked, what all areas should be covered, so that you can plan better and study well and focus on those areas, and that helps. Otherwise it's of no use to watch all the strategy videos and stuff. Yeah, so that's another thing. I don't know. I have an advice for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you are prepared for it, I mean, if you are prepared in mind for to give the exam, just give it. Yeah, don't give up till the last day. Yeah, yeah. And hard work surely pays off, right? In
Okay.
one way or another, it pays off. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And something about for people like who couldn't make it this year, like what would be your advice for them? Like some not advice, what should be their plan now? Like, okay, now so we didn't get in this attempt. Okay, so now what to do next? And also for those kind of people, like what to do? What should be their method now, like to move forward?
I think the ones who didn't get ran that they wanted this time are actually are having an upper hand compared to the ones the Indians and Koreans who are just starting the preparation, because they have their notes, they have done their revisions, they have an actual experience of the day of exam. So I think they have a really good experience wise and knowledge wise, they're having an upper hand. And they should just go on and just don't give up. I mean, there is IMI November coming up, and there is NEET coming up, and the exams are there. And if you want to meet, you don't have to underestimate yourself and wait till the NEET. You can give a serious and a clear shot for the IMI November itself, because they already have everything with them. They have given the exam. So yeah, I mean, they are having a pretty good chance of getting in, I think. The competition is still the same, or maybe it's even more difficult, but they are in the they are in the front of the
Yeah.
race. Yeah,
Yes.
and I remember Sunil sir used to always tell this during his videos, that every exam is an opportunity. If you didn't do well in NEET or this INI, the next one is your next opportunity. You have another opportunity to give it a shot. Yeah, I think it's true. Like, it holds true for everyone who feels they couldn't do it better this time. They definitely have another opportunity.
Okay. So I think with this we will try to wrap up the session. So it was amazing. It was a great experience to talk with you. Like I would like to ask you, like, how was your experience sharing your story?
Yeah, thank you, Prasanjit, for letting me talk as much as I want. Yeah, I mean, it's always, I mean, because it's you. I mean, I have known you for the past 6 years. Yeah, it was so easy for me to communicate as well. Yeah, and I don't know, this was a very good experience. And yeah.
No, I was thinking that I will do this session with you for a very long time, but because of the clash in the timetable and all, like some days you are free, some days I am free, something like
Yeah.
that. This got delayed, but anyhow, it was very, what to say, it was, and now I'm satisfied. Okay, like I was thinking, yes, I have to do this interview somehow or the other way I have to do. So now I am satisfied, and you have cleared almost what to say, all the queries you have answered. So I think our viewers will also get to know something, like will gain something from this session. and they can also apply this in their preparation. The people who are preparing for INCT upcoming for NEET-PG. So guys, thank you. If you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel, and we will be back with another episode.